Before, you've probably realized that one of the things I enjoy most is finding little quirks and weird features of all the cars that I review. So today I've decided to round up all of my favorite weird car quirks and features that I encountered during the entirety of 2016. Now, if you want to see this video in list form, where it might be a little bit easier to read, click the link below to check it out on autotrader.com/oversteer. For now, let's get started on my 15 strangest and coolest car quirks and features of 2016. Number 15, the speed chime in my Nissan S-Cargo. Basically the way this works is, when you get over 55 miles an hour, a chime sounds, which would be fine except for the fact that it doesn't stop sounding as long as you're over 55 miles an hour. Take a listen. Tell me that isn't the most annoying thing you've ever heard. Now try to listen to it for hours when you're driving along the highway. It's mind-numbing. Next up is the Tesla Roadster emergency entry system. Now, like a lot of cars, the Tesla Roadster has electronic door handles for both practical and aesthetic reasons. But if the battery dies, how do you get into a car with the electronic door handles? Well, in the Tesla Roadster, you have to ungracefully crawl around on the ground to find the emergency keyhole, which is pointing down towards the ground underneath the doors. It is not an easy process to unlock a Tesla Roadster if the battery is dead. Next up, the Aston Martin DB11 soft close hood. This is a crazy feature. You've heard of soft close doors. You push the door and then it latches itself ever so slightly. But why would anyone have a soft close hood? Barely anybody ever opens the hood, especially someone who's buying a new Aston Martin for $250,000. But there it is, it works, it latches itself to make the process of closing the hood just a little bit more elegant for those 1 or 2 times Aston Martin owners will ever do it. Speaking of hoods, next up is the Chevy Corvette ZR1's clear hood. This is an especially odd one. Now, the C6 Corvette ZR1 was a 6-figure, 638 horsepower monster, and like a lot of those cars, it has an opening in the hood so that you can see the engine, except the opening reveals the engine cover. In other words, there's an opening in the engine cover, the hood, that shows off another engine cover. You don't actually get to see the engine. It's a very, very bizarre quirk. One of the strangest cars I reviewed this year was the TVR Tuscan, and one of the strangest things about the Tuscan was its turn signals and brake lights. The brake lights themselves are weird. They're located as low on the car as you can possibly get, below anywhere where you'd expect brake lights to be. That's strange, but the turn signals, they hang from the car's roll bar, which means that they're basically behind the head of the driver and passenger. I've never seen turn signals in this place before, and I suspect I'll never see them there again. Next up, the Bentley Bentega's quilted leather event seat. If you want to have a little picnic with your Bentley Bentayga, just walk around to the back, press a button, and whirr, an event seat comes out so that you can sit on it and drink tea. Number 9, the Porsche Carrera GT's weird hidden door compartment. You probably think of the Porsche Carrera GT as this crazy fast exotic car with this amazing engine designed for racing and this brutal clutch and amazing speed. But did you know it has a little hidden door pocket where you can store stuff without anybody knowing? That's right, the next time you drive a Carrera GT, you can stick something in there and no one will have any idea that it's there, unless they watch my videos. Next up is the Dodge Viper hood opener. This is one of the strangest things I've seen in any modern car, because in the Dodge Viper you don't need access to the interior of the car to open your hood. There's no interior handle or release. Instead, you can walk right up to any parked Viper, pull a release located in the grille, and then the hood's open. You ever want to check out a Viper's hood while it's parked? You can, and you don't need the key to the car to do so. There are a lot of weird quirks about the Tesla Model X, but my favorite one was the screen and the doors and how they work in sync. It's crazy. I've seen automatic doors before, and I've seen a crazy car screens before, but I've never seen a screen that controls the doors, and not just those falcon wing doors in back, but the tailgate, the falcon wings, and the front doors, all controllable with the screen. I had a lot of fun with it. One of the strangest things about the Lamborghini Murcielago was the way the seats were positioned. They don't face directly forward. Instead, they sort of angle a little bit towards the center of the car, which means that when you sit down in a Lamborghini Murcielago, you're not facing forward. Sit down, grab the wheel, look straight ahead, and you're looking off to the right. It's tremendously unsettling, although you get used to it fairly quickly. Number 5 is the Dodge Viper third brake light. This is one of the coolest touches in a car that isn't exactly known for its attention to detail. In back, you see the Viper logo sitting above the license plate, like in most cars. But then you press the brakes, and guess what?
What is this car? Viper. What is this car? Viper. What is this car? Viper.
For number 4, we go back to the TVR Tuscan and its bizarre door handle situation. The exterior door handles are not mounted on the door. Instead, they're little buttons mounted under the mirrors. That is very, very, very strange, but not as strange as the interior door handles. You go to grab the interior door handle on the inside of the door and it's not there. Where is it? It's an unlabeled button located next to the stereo head unit. I have no idea why. Number 3, the Lamborghini Huracan and its incredible amount of hexagons. Now, carbon is the 6th element, and so Lamborghini, thinking that carbon was cool and weight-saving, decided to make everything on the car 6-sided in order to remind you of carbon. The result is that everything in the Huracan is shaped like a hexagon.
There's 6 sides on the power mirror changer. There are 6 sides on the door handle. The AC vents. You guessed it, 6 sides. The sport button? Yep, it's a hexagon.
Number 2, the Trabant. You remember the Trabant, the worst car I reviewed this year, bar none. A car that came from East German communism. It had a lot of interesting quirks, but my favorite was the washer fluid, a lever that you pushed and pulled and pushed and pulled in order to get tiny little squirts of water to come onto the windshield. And number 1, the single most bizarre, unusual, strange quirk and feature of any car I drove this year, that would be the Ford GT's doors. They have a roof. Now you might not understand exactly why this is such a strange quirk unless you attempt to get in the Ford GT. Allow me to demonstrate.
You maneuver yourself around it, and if you're lucky, you get inside. Oh crap, now I gotta get out.
The Ford GT's doors are so strange, you almost wonder if Ford engineering actually bothered to test the car in a parking lot before releasing it on sale. But then again, the Ford GT was such a wonderful, amazing car, one of the best I drove this year, that I guess it's okay. Every perfect car needs a drawback. And so there's my list. Those are the strangest, quirkiest, most bizarre car features I experienced in 2016. I can't wait to see what 2017 brings.